name is Katie Jenkins, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for orientation, like today, and for campus visits. So welcome to Griffin Orientation. Before I get too far into what we're doing today or this morning, I would like to introduce someone very special to our campus. Please welcome the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Interim Provost, Dr. Joel Heyer.
Well, good morning, Griffins, family members, and guests. On behalf of everyone at Missouri Western State University, I'm thrilled to be among the first to welcome you to the Griffin family. We're excited to have you come here to campus as you prepare to start your life as a Griffin. And I want you to realize that the connections that you begin to make today will set you up for success during your first semester and beyond. It all starts now. Every year, Missouri Western State University designates the incoming freshman class with one of 6 of our core values. These are service, quality, enthusiasm, freedom, respect, and courage. Today, you're entering as members of the class of respect. By participating in this event today, you are taking your first steps toward a college education. You sit here now looking forward to the future with dreams and determination. It's exciting, but it can also be a little overwhelming, and that's okay. There are a lot of new faces, new places, new information to absorb, lots and lots of new as you begin your college career. How can you navigate all the new that you'll encounter? I would say by leaning into it. Now, you'll still be you and will be true to you, but you'll also be called to recognize the value of respect. Well, what does that mean? What does respect mean on a college campus? It means respecting others by recognizing differences. One of the things that makes Missouri Western State University incredibly awesome is our mix of backgrounds and experiences. We draw from students from large cities and small towns and from countries from all over the world, from a variety of racial, ethnic, and religious backgrounds. We have students fresh out of high school and those who have been out in the workforce coming back to advance their careers. So let me invite you to learn from each other, celebrate the differences you may experience, and respect that we, all of us, are Griffins. Here at Missouri Western State University, we're a community where everyone's valued, where everyone's safe, and everyone is intended to belong, and where everyone can connect and succeed. As you begin your life, your journey as a Griffin, embrace your time here, embrace your goals, ask questions. There's no such thing as a bad question. Push your limits. Chase your dream, whatever it may be, that drew you to Missouri Western State University to pursue. Go for it. Stretch for those opportunities that will come your way, and many will come your way. Seize experiences that will allow you to take what you learn in your classes and apply the knowledge in the real world through internships, service, research, and more. Capitalize on those experiences because they'll open many doors to you throughout your lifetime. By the way, that's what Missouri Western State University is known for, and what we call applied learning, which is actually our state-approved mission for the university. Today, you start an incredible journey. Life is a Griffin. Welcome to your new home. And remember, you and only you get to decide where you go from here. We're thrilled to have you join our Griffin family. Enjoy a fantastic day at orientation, class of respect. I can't wait to see you in the fall, and go Griffs.
Thank you, Dr. Heyer. All right. So I just want to remind you that if you have any questions, all you need to do is put those questions into the chat, And one of my orientation leaders will soon after answer that question. So today you're going to be learning all about the essentials of Missouri Western, and you're going to meet with an advisor at some point today to register for classes. So at this point, I need to make sure that you are signed up for advising. So here's our schedule for today at 10 o'clock. Obviously, that was the welcome. Here in a few minutes, you're going to speak with or listen from about paying for college. We're going to do a review about student health and safety. You're going to have a chance to ask questions of the student panel. And then optional this later this afternoon. Sorry, this is hard. I can't see your faces, so this is hard for me. You're going to hear from a resident's life. So like I mentioned, one of the requirements for today is that you meet with an advisor through Zoom. However, you need to schedule that appointment. So those are going to be scheduled through Student Success and Academic Advising, and that is their phone number and their email. So at some point this morning, you're going to need to make that appointment so that, you're not enrolled in classes unless you make this appointment. So you are required to attend advising to sign up for classes in the fall. So I'm going to leave that up there just for a second so that you can make that phone call or send that email so that you can get signed up for advising today. Some of you have already made those arrangements, but for those who have not, I want to give you a moment. So here in a moment, we're going to hear from the Financial Aid and Business Office, and they're going to be talking about paying for college. So I'm going to stop sharing. I don't know that they're on this call yet.
Hi, Katie. I'm on. I'm just showing up as Katie. Anything that I cannot share, could you give me permission?
I just did.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
I am. I'm going to jump off. So yes, you're good to go.
Okay. Sounds good. Jeff,
Hello,
okay.
Jessica. I'm here and ready to start. So my name is Jeff and I'm with the business office. Our office is open pretty much year round, 8 o'clock till 4:30, Monday through Fridays. We will have tomorrow off to celebrate Juneteenth, but you can get a hold of my office by the following phone number or by emailing us at Business Office of Missouri Western. If you can't get through on the phone line, we suggest you use the email. We can look at your information in more detail and usually answer you within about a 24-hour business window. This information is available on our webpage at the bottom, and so you can always find this under the Contact Us to where you can contact us at any time if you have questions about your billing. We send out monthly billing statements, which will be sent to your Missouri Western email account. Today, I'm going to go quickly over some information about some things you can do with the business office and what you should be expecting to see. If you need more instructions, try under the Paying for College tab, which is the Business Office tab, and the How Do I item is second. So we're going to go in. This is the Gold Link where your students will be able to get into most of their information and look at their class schedules, their billing, financial aid, etc. So we're going to go into the student bill inquiry and payment options. So at the top of the screen, we have the balance. That is the amount that you have spent for this semester before any aid has been applied. Once you talk to your advisor today, get enrolled, you should be able to see your enrollment cost at that point. If you're staying on campus, housing will appear once housing has assigned you to your room, and that will appear there. In the middle of the screen, you'll see a black button that says View Activity. When you click on that, you can actually see the details of all the items that were charged in that balance. The estimated financial aid will be updated on a regular basis, and will probably be adjusted after you're enrolled in classes because many items are contingent on that number. Remember, this amount is estimated to the best of our ability at that time and can change at any point. The balance, including estimated aid, is what most people want to know, and that's how much do I owe after I get all of my aid in. So we're looking at the balance of 602 right now. If that amount happens to go negative, that means that your estimated financial aid or payments have completely covered your bill at Missouri Western. So the first way to pay off that, we're going to go over billing statements. Like I said, they're emailed out to you. They are not mailed. We're going to show you how later you can set it up to where parents or others can view those statements. Once you click on View Statements, it'll give you a listing of all the items. If there's a difference between this front page and your billing statement, the billing statement is stagnant as of the date of the statement, and the most current information is listed above. The information above is your current billing as we see it now. So we're going to go into Make a Payment. Once we click on Make a Payment, that will give you options to make payments online. Online, you can use banking information, which is a routing number and an account, or you can use a debit or credit card. The debit or credit card charges 2.95% interest. And when it's done online, if you come to our window, we can accept cash, physical checks, and we can take debit card payments with no fees. You can always mail us a check at any time if you'd like. We'll also process that. Please put your G number on there also. The next page is going back to the original, and we're going to talk about a payment plan. So if you want to pay off that $602 over payments over the semester, we're going to click on the Enroll in Payment Plan. This is showing our details to all of our information to our payment plan. It divides the payments into 4 equal payments. It charges you $50, which is put into the payment plan, so it's not due that day. You want to make sure that you have your payments completed by the last payment on 11/20 of 24. That way there are no additional fees added to your account. At the bottom is to set up automatic payments. That is totally up to you. If you say yes, it will automatically on the due date remove the funds from the account that you've put on. If you say no, you'll get reminders of when a payment is coming due, and you'll need to go out and process that payment manually. We encourage people to set up payment plans if they're using funding from a 529 that will not arrive by August the 14th. If you're using VOC Rehab, WIA, or military benefits, we encourage you to go ahead and set up the payment plan. Once those items come in, if they pay off your account by September the 13th, or if we can see funding, we will remove that payment plan fee cost of $50 from your account, and that way you don't have to pay that item. And we also know that you've made financial arrangements to get your bill paid. So on the next page, we are looking at authorized users. Authorized users are people that you want to be able to come in and see certain information on the account. You'll just add your parents' or guardian's email address, and then you'll make the selection of what you want them to see. They can see just the billing activity, the payment history, or the 1098-T information, or all 3. Once you click continue on this, this will send out an email to that authorized user. They will set up their own user account to be able to log in and see your information. This is much better than giving them your Gold Link information, which gives them access to everything. So we're going to look next at your personal profile. Once we click on that, we are able to set up your own email address if you want information going out to there. You can also set your mobile number so that you'll receive text whenever notifications go out. Notifications will be like billing statements, changing to your payment plan, and other activities that happen during the semester. So go ahead and set that up for yourselves. Page, electronic refunds. Refunds are processed. Financial aid delivers funding to your account on a Friday. The following Wednesday, we process those accounts. We'll send the information to the bank if you automatically have a direct deposit set up. Those funds will then arrive on Friday. If there's not a direct deposit set up on that same Friday, we will mail out a check, and you'll need to wait for the postal service to deliver that to your permanent address before you can do anything with those funds. So you'll get your funds much quicker if you'll set up the direct deposit account, and you won't have to do anything, and you'll be notified anytime a direct deposit is going in. This is not setting us up to be able to withdraw funds, just to direct deposit any overpayments that you might have. Next page. 1098-T forms are important for taxes. They come out on February 1st of every year, so you'll be able to come out and get these. Also, you will not have one of these mailed to you on that date, so you will have to come out here and either download and print it, or just download it so that you can provide it to your tax person. If you've set up the authorized users, your parents will be able to automatically go out there and get that information. So at this time, I don't see that we've had any questions popped up. We're going to have Jessica talk about financial aid.
All right. So financial aid office has the same hours as the business office. You're always welcome to reach out to us. If you have questions today, you're welcome to give us a call. So if you're following along on GoldLink, you want to go back out to that main GoldLink page. And the first thing that I want to talk about is Federal Buckley Amendment Release Form. So Jeff told us how we can set up an authorized user to go in and look at our billing information. But if you have someone other than yourself who's wanting to give us a call and talk with us, or stop by and talk with either the financial aid office or the business office, you need to fill out a Buckley release form so that we can talk specifics with them. If we don't have that, then we can only give out general information. You can find that form both on the Paying for College card and the financial aid card, but you only need to fill out one. It is shared between our offices. So next, we're going to go under the financial aid card, and we're going to click on Visit Financial Aid Self-Service. And the first thing that you're going to see is a big red bar that says Questions from the Financial Aid Office. So you'll want to click on that and go ahead and read through and answer those questions. They're pretty easy to answer. It's giving you information about your financial aid, and then you're saying that you acknowledge that. Once you've answered everything and you hit submit, you just close the little box, and it's going to take you back to the main page. So below that area, you're going to see any outstanding requirements that you have. So maybe you received a scholarship where you need to complete a thank you note, or maybe you accepted student loans and you need to do a master promissory note or entrance loan counseling. You can come out here and click on the requirements, and then it will take you either to the website that you need, or if it's an electronic form, it will take you onto our dynamic forms webpage. So students, you'll be able to complete your part. It will already have you logged in. You go ahead and sign and submit. If your parent needs to fill out any portion of the electronic form, it will ask you to provide their email, and then parent will receive an email where they can go ahead and set up an account. Below unsatisfied requirements, you're going to see any satisfied requirements. So as you complete those top requirements, you're going to see those move down to the bottom. Do keep in mind that it does take us a little bit of time to process the information. So usually give it a day or two before you're seeing those move. And then you can see under my satisfied requirements, I've got my FAFSA has been received. FAFSA is really the first step in applying for financial aid. So we encourage you, if you haven't completed your FAFSA yet, we would recommend going ahead and doing that for the 24-25 award year. We do understand there were a lot of changes this year, and the form has been difficult for some families to complete. So if you're struggling with that or have questions, please feel free to reach out to our office, and we are happy to help you out with that process. But we do encourage you to complete that as soon as possible so that we can begin that processing. So if we scroll back up to the top of the page here, we're going to click on the offer area. And this is going to take us on to be able to see any aid that we're eligible for. Now, the first thing that we're seeing here is cost of attendance. And this can be confusing because Jeff just showed us how we can go out and we can view our actual billing information. You click on that, go under paying for college and click on student bill inquiry and payment options. But this cost of attendance is actually a budget that helps the financial aid office to determine how much financial aid you could be eligible for. So this budget is going to include some costs that we know that students have, but that you wouldn't necessarily get charged for. So one example is transportation. The business office would not charge you for transportation, but we understand that students have to pay to get back and forth to school, whether that's gas money to get back and forth, or potentially if you live really far away, maybe you have to buy a plane ticket to fly back and forth between semesters. So we understand that that is an expense for you. So the important thing when you're looking at this cost of attendance budget is just to remember that these are not actual charges. It's just estimates and averages that help us to determine how much aid you could be eligible for. Below this section, you're going to see any grants and scholarships that you're eligible for. Keep in mind that most of your financial aid is going to be split half in the fall semester, half in the spring semester. So you can see here the different grants and scholarships that I have. Parts in the fall, parts in the spring, and then it shows you the total amount. The amount is going to be automatically accepted for you for grants and scholarships because that is free money that you don't have to pay back. So we assume that you want those funds. Below the grants and scholarships area, you are going to see a line that says net cost. Again, this is a confusing terminology. It is taking that cost of attendance budget and subtracting out the grants and scholarships that you're eligible for. So net cost isn't your bill, it's just an estimate out there for you. When we're talking about grants and scholarships, I always like to mention the Griffin Guarantee Scholarship. This one grows as you attend school. So once you get to 30 credit hours after your freshman year, you would get an additional $1,000 award for your sophomore year. Goes up again once you hit 60 credit hours, and again once you hit 90 credit hours. So definitely be thinking about that as you're taking classes, and remember that that's going to increase. Below this area, you're going to see the option to work on campus while you're here. So if you are seeing work study eligibility and an amounts listed, for example, I'm eligible for $4,000 in federal work study. When I'm applying for jobs, I can apply for those that say requires federal work study eligibility. If I'm seeing an amount there that's listed as 0, then that means I'm not eligible for federal work study. So I want to make sure to apply for jobs that don't require federal work study eligibility. You want to keep in mind that even if you accept these funds, the funds are never going to pay directly toward your bill. If you find a job on campus, you'll work out a schedule with your supervisor. Students can work up to 20 hours per week and they get paid $12.30 per hour. And then you're earning those funds as you're working. So you receive a paycheck once a month. If you want to turn around and make a payment on your bill, you're welcome to do that. You want to make sure to sign up for a payment plan like Jeff talked about. And then you would get paid on the 10th of the month, and you can turn around and make a payment on the 20th of the month. To apply, you can go on to our HR website. And if you go under careers, you'll select the student grad assistant area. And there you'll be able to see all jobs that are listed. We do encourage students to keep coming back throughout the summer and even into the fall because those jobs are being added as departments are needing student employees. Below the work study section, you're going to see any student loans that you're eligible for. There are 2 different types of federal student loans. The subsidized loan is the better of the 2 because that one, the government is paying your interest while you're in school. So if you only need one loan, subsidized is going to be the better of the 2. Unsubsidized, the interest is accruing while you're in school, but for both loans, repayment starts 6 months after you graduate, withdraw or drop below 6 credit hours. If you are not seeing a take action column, do make sure that you've answered those questions from the financial aid office on the first page, and then you'll see that option to accept or decline your loan pop up. When you choose that dropdown, you do have 3 options. You can accept the full amount of the loan. So for instance, I'm offered a subsidized loan for $3,500 for the year. It's split $1,750 each semester. If I accept, I'm accepting the full amount. If I decline it, I'm declining the full amount. If you accidentally decline, feel free to reach out to our office and we can help you with getting that reoffered. And then the last option is modify. So if you want only a portion of the loan, you can choose modify. Just keep in mind, whatever you accept will split half in the fall, half in the spring. So if you need $1,000 in the fall, you want to accept $2,000 so that it splits out correctly. To view kind of instructions on what I talked about very quickly today, or if you're looking for other options to help pay your bill, like a Parent Plus loan, private student loans, different things like that, you can go onto our financial aid options page and it will have everything that I talked about today, as well as some more information about paying for college. So I want to end you with some important dates to remember. If you are needing to sign up for a payment plan, keep in mind you're not able to sign up for that right at this moment. July 1st, that is going to open up and you'll be able to go ahead and sign up for a payment plan then. The next date that you want to remember is the August 14th date. So all students need to have a plan to pay their bill by August 14th. So that could be that you have enough financial aid to fully cover your bill. That could be that you've paid your bill in full, or that could be that you've signed up for a payment plan, but you want to make sure to have those arrangements in place. August 20th, the first payment plan is due. So if you're signed up for that payment plan, that's going to be your first payment date. November 20th, fall bills need to be paid in full to avoid any late fees. So make sure that you've got that November 20th date on your calendar. So we do encourage you, if you have really specific questions today, you want to talk about your billing information, especially after you get registered and once you can see that bill, feel free to give us a call. In the financial aid office, we'll be able to answer questions about the different types of financial aid that you have and other options for applying. If you have questions about specific charges, you can definitely reach out to the business office and they would be able to help you out with that. Do we have any questions in the chat box? I'm not able to see it right at the moment. Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, and I'll hand that back over to Katie.
Hey, Jessica, hold on
Yeah.
just a second. What is
Okay.
the interest rate for using a credit card to pay for your semester?
So it's a $50 payment plan fee. Jeff, do you want to cover the?
Yep. It's a 2.95% charge in order to process that credit card.
Okay. All right. I think that's about it. Thank you, Jeff and Jessica. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I gotta share my page again. Do you know how hard it is to do this? Oh my goodness, where'd it go? Okay, I'm truly revealing how often I have to do a Zoom meeting, so apologize. Next up, we're going to be discussing student health and safety. So one of the things that you need to realize is that all students who live on campus are required to submit vaccine records. And if you have a digital copy, you can actually submit that through the health portal or through email. So the email for this is health@missouriwestern.edu, or you can visit, more information can be found on grif.vn/health center. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second. That way, if you need to take a screenshot of it, but health@missouriwestern.edu. So for all students, that are enrolled at Missouri Western, you're going to need to complete a TB screening questionnaire. And what you can do is you can actually scan this QR code to complete it. And I'm going to give you a few moments so that you can do that, so that you can go ahead and get this completed for Esri Health Center. All right, so one of the other things that I want to discuss is when you arrive on campus this fall, you will be able to get a student ID and a parking pass from the University Police Department. The parking passes are not available right now. Even if you came in to get one today, it would only go through August 31st. So our parking passes run from September 1st to August 31st every year, and they cost $30, which means you can pretty much park anywhere you want, except in a handicapped spot or in a reserved spot. One of the things that our university has is a Griffin Alert. And Griffin Alert is our text messaging and email system that informs us of any emergency or any campus closings. So come winter, you don't want to be walking across campus in the bitter cold and realize, oh, I don't have class. So one of the important things to do is to sign up for Griffin Alert. So I'm going to give you a few moments. You can actually scan this QR code and it'll take you directly to the Griffin Alerts so you can register. You will be using your Gold link to log in. And if you're struggling with getting signed in with your Gold link, you can contact Tech Services Help Desk at 816-271-4555, and they can help get that taken care of. So I'll give you a few moments to get signed up. What's great about this is you can add additional family members or spouses so that they can get the alert as well. And of course, if you have any questions, go ahead and load them up to chat and we'll have someone answering them. So I wanted to give you a quick sneak peek of some of the things that you are going to be able to do this fall. The first one that I want to mention is Griffin Edge. So Griffin Edge is a 4-day event right before classes begin. And at this event, you're going to have the opportunity to meet a lot of new people, people in your major and outside of your major. You're going to learn what it's like being a Griffin here at Missouri Western, and you're going to find out exactly where all of your classes are going to be held in the fall. The first day of class is August 26th. So Griffin Edge is August 22nd through the 25th. University 101 is a semester-long class to support you in your first year at Missouri Western. And the fall day of service is a Friday when we don't have class. And it just gives you an opportunity to serve alongside other Griffins while serving the community, serving our campus. So here in a few moments, the student panel is going to be coming online. Of course, I'm a little early, so I'm going to wait. Actually, I'm going to go back just a little bit. I want to make sure that you guys are signed up for Griffin Alerts. And I also just want to, again, if you have issues with GoldLink, this is the phone number to call. 816-271-4555. And then, of course, to get your TB screening. Okay, so someone asked a few moments ago that if they needed to get a student ID since you're doing online. I'm assuming that's online classes. And I say, yes, you still need to come in and get a student ID. There's Griff Alert one more time. So we're a little early, but we're ready for the student panel. We'll see if they're getting. Oh, there they are. Hi, student panel.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm going to kick off of here so that you guys can start answering some questions. However, I'm going to stay on in case some of the, well, obviously the questions are going to come through chat. So you may not be able to see them. So I will be asking them, but I'm going to turn my video off. All right. So one of the questions is, how would you describe the campus culture?
Hi, my name is Miguel. I'm an international student from Honduras, and I'm studying nursing here in Missouri Western. It's my third year. Campus culture is very, in my opinion, is very active. Like, you have a lot of student life. There's tons of activities going on around campus every week, every day even. We have around 64 student organizations that all hold events, either every semester or every week or every month even. And then we have our Griffin Activity Programming Board that they hold events every week. So campus culture, I would describe it as very active, very lively, and you have lots of things to do every day.
I think that's honestly it for now. I feel like it's just honestly coming into the community of Missouri Western. You start getting more of a feel that these aren't just your friends now, these are now your family, because that's how close-knit this community is.
Okay, so next question. What resources are available on campus for military affiliated students?
So in the second floor of Theater Hall, you will have the Center for Military and Veteran Services. They are going to be the ones that will most likely answer all of your questions regarding military and veteran status.
Where is your favorite place on campus to study? And then where on campus or off campus is your favorite place to study?
I'll answer the first one. My name is Braylon. I am a second year at Missouri Western studying elementary education. My favorite place on campus to study would be the library. We have lots of great resources in there, like computers, desktops to kind of help you and if you don't want to use your personal laptop. So it's a great resource to use. Also studying in Blum with friends, getting some Starbucks and just hanging out in there. Anyone else want to
So my favorite place to study off campus would be any coffee shop. We have a lot of coffee shops around St. Joseph, and a lot of them are very nice to our students. They even some of them offer discounts with your student ID. So some of them that I would suggest would be Cup of Joe, Mokaska, or Hazel's Coffee.
Hazel's Coffee is good.
Mhm.
Real good.
Okay. Here's another one. Is there a gardening club? And if not, can I start one?
Right now, to my knowledge, there is not a gardening club in Missouri Western, but there is always the possibility to start a new club. All that you need is 5 people that have the same interest as you, and you can create your own club. 5 students that have the same interest as you, and 1 faculty or staff advisor. And that's it.
Okay, here's another one that came through. Do you have any suggestions on how to schedule your time as a college student?
Oh, my bad, guys. Hi, my name's Nina. I'm a 4th year here at Missouri Western studying special education, as well as I'm a resident assistant of 3 years. Oh, Lord, I just forgot the question.
Time management.
There we go. So personally, I like to set out blocks of my time per day. So it might seem excessive, but I set out about an hour to an hour and a half to do my homework and study. And that's per maybe every day. So to make sure that I'm on top of my homework, I'll probably put it in the evening because my classes run through the full day. So I'll maybe start at around 4 p.m. so I can still enjoy a little bit what's left of my day.
I also think, like Nina said, just kind of blocking out and comparing it to whatever your class schedule is. So if you have a break in your classes, you can find sort of a time period to fit in that studying. We also don't have classes on Fridays, so that's a great time to catch up on your work and get some studying in before the weekend.
Aside from that, I've heard that the Center for Academic Support here in Missouri Western will help you with your time management and with anything you need regarding your studies.
I am loving all of the questions that we're getting in chat. So here's another one. How is the transportation to town or other locations if I don't have a car while I'm here at Missouri
So-
Western?
So we have the bus system, and while using your student ID, you can ride the bus for free. Of course, you have to look at the bus route signs, but we do have 2 of them on campus. And I believe one of the buses do take you downtown.
So I'm hungry this morning, and so someone just asked the best question. What meal plan is the best in your opinion? And I guess you should explain, do you live on campus or are you a commuter? So I'll let all of you answer that one if you want.
So I live on campus, and my favorite plan is the 500 flex. Even though I would love to go to our cafeteria, I enjoy getting Einstein's because, oh, it's such good bagels. It's such good bagels. So I go with that one personally for me.
Oh, I'm a commuter, so I personally don't have a meal plan. I just use my personal debit card at Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, or wherever I attend that day.
I have I think it's unlimited dining plan in the cafeteria and then the $100 flex. So by using your flex card, it takes off tax, so that personally is better than just like using a debit card because it's cheaper. And having the smaller amount of flex makes it so I utilize the cafeteria food and save the flex dollars on Starbucks and Chick-fil-A and Einstein's that way.
I'm a commuter student, so I currently don't have a meal plan, but during my freshman year, my freshman semester, I did, you have the option of just like depositing money into a flex account, and they'll give you there's periods of time at the beginning of the semester that they'll give you 10% more of what you put into your flex account. And like Taylor said over here, that is also tax exempt. So it's you're gaining money, in my opinion. So that also worked for me. But currently I'm also doing what Braylon is doing. I'm using just my personal debit card as a commuter just to eat on things.
Now we keep saying flex, and flex is the currency that we use on campus. So as you keep hearing us say, it's tax exempt. So if you use your debit card or credit card, you will have to pay taxes. But by using flex, which you will prepay it, you can get, of course, things cheaper, get it in more of an abundance, as well as they have deals that they'll say, oh, it's 50% off to put on more flex, to get you to put on more flex on that card. So it's a pretty good deal.
So when you're talking about flex, because I did have a specific question in the chat about flex. So flex is you use your debit card or credit card to put a set amount onto your ID, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you can use your ID to pay for your Chick-fil-A or your Subway or your Einstein Bagels or Starbucks, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead. So your ID is going to count as your ID. If you live on campus, it's going to be your room and hall key, as well as a debit card. So you don't want to lose the key. So with that.
Yeah, in the sense where you would pick out what you're getting or order from Starbucks, and then you would go to the cashier and they would ask you, how are you paying today, debit card or your student ID with Flex? So you would just run it, scan it kind of like a debit card, but it has their prepaid amount on it.
Now, for you to figure out how much you have left, I believe you can go online. But if you're like me and you don't like going online, when you order at the bottom of your receipt, it'll tell you how much flex you have left.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we have a student who is coming in the summer for football training. Does he need a parking pass for the summer to park on our campus?
No, I would strongly advise not to buy a summer parking pass because it will expire in August. So I would suggest they won't ticket you, but I would suggest waiting until the school year starts to get a parking pass.
All right. What is your advice on making long-lasting friendships while at Missouri Western?
Get involved. That is how I think a lot of us have made those long-lasting friendships, is by going to activities, joining a club or an organization, joining Greek Life, that is all, those are all amazing options for just forming those friendships that will last you even out of college. I work on campus. I met my now best friend of my entire life there working on campus, and she and I are now inseparable. And that is how, by getting involved.
I feel like I made my friends through Griffin orientation. I made my best friend, I believe, a week before I came to school through Griffin orientation. So I got to meet her, spend dang near a whole week with her, and we've never been apart again.
Okay, so here's the question. So I know you have to live at home or in the dorms your first year. When can you start living in an apartment?
So do you mean an apartment as in off campus or the apartments on campus called Vartabedian?
Well, here, let's first talk about Vartabedian, and then we'll talk about off campus.
So for Vartabedian, that is mostly reserved for juniors or seniors or people who have about 60 plus credit hours. And they do weigh in on that. I believe it might be more. I'm lowballing it right now. But you have to be a certain level to get in those halls. So like, for instance, Scanlon Hall, you don't need any credits to go into that hall. But to get into Leverton, you have to have about 12 to 20. So you gotta wait.
Do any of you live off campus, like in an
So-
apartment somewhere around here?
To live off campus, you said, first of all, you need to be sophomore, junior, or senior. You need to have a certain amount of credit hours. Your freshman year, you are required to live on campus. There's ways to waive that, but it's you have to talk to Residence Life about that. And there is a lot of options like surrounding Missouri Western on apartments to live on campus, and they are usually affordable. And they are very nice apartments, in my opinion.
How much is the parking pass?
$30.
That's a
30.
good question.
So your parking pass is $30 for the entire year. And you can park anywhere on campus. And it goes directly to your student account, so you don't have to pay it there.
You can register your vehicle online.
Yeah.
But you have to be in the police department to pick up your parking pass.
Now, for your parking pass, you will have a grace period of 2 weeks before it goes into effect that you'll need it. So whenever school starts, you'll have a good maybe 2 or 3 weeks so you can get acclimated and then get a parking pass for your car.
You may get a warning, just to remind you, but
Yeah, it's
it
not a
won't-
ticket, it's
it
a
won't be
warning.
a ticket.
It's a slight heart attack.
Okay, so here's a different question, more academic. How accessible are professors outside of class?
Oh, absolutely accessible. I harass my poor professors. So many of the professors, I don't know about your guys' professors, but I know mine will put their cell phone number, their email, and personal email just in case on their syllabus so we can reach them. And they're very involved with us. It's very helpful.
I would say a lot of the professors have left their personal information, like Nina mentioned, but also they specify their office hours. So that's the time when a professor will be in their office, willing to meet with students that need to come in, stop by, or possibly set up an appointment to discuss an academic issue or get help with that course.
The majority of professors are also very accessible through email. Just email them, even if you're taking an online course, email them, introduce yourself, and get to know your professor outside of the class. So he knows who you are, or they know who you are.
Also, in your syllabus, it may say a preferred way of contact. So you might want to look at that and make sure.
All right, how safe do you feel on campus?
I feel very safe on campus. The police department is, or like, I don't know if it's police department, constantly like driving around and like watching out for you if you need, like if you feel unsafe, you can contact them at any time and they will help you with whatever situation you need.
University Police Department offers courtesy rides for students. They also help you jumpstart your car, fix a broken tire. Sorry.
Maybe if you get locked, maybe if you get locked out of your car, I would have never, they can come and open it for free.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that UPD does for free before you actually have to call someone and pay for that.
We also discussed how our UPD is connected to the 911 line here in St. Joe. So if there was to be an emergency and you would dial 911 or text 911, that works here in St. Joe also, they would be the first to arrive and then signal St. Joe PD.
As well as UPD is, of course, right on campus in our Blunt Student Union. So it's about right in the middle there. It's right in front of all of our dormitories or residence halls. And it makes it way safer, and it has the police get there in maybe at most 3 to 5 minutes. Also, our cameras have been upgraded. All of them, they are switching all of the cameras on campus to have audio with them. So that's a really good thing.
All right. What was your freshman year like?
My freshman year, I would divide it in two. The first part of it, at least the first month or so, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was very rough. It was very hard. It was hard not to go back home. My first 4 weeks or so, I didn't talk to a single soul on campus. I went to my class and then I went back home or back to my dorm or my apartment. And I basically wasn't in Missouri Western at all. And then I got my job here on campus. And that's when my freshman year started turning more into a very common college experience, if that makes any sense. I started going to all sorts of activities here on campus. We have, like I said, activities every single week, from movie nights to Kona Eyes to talent shows to
Bull riding.
Mhm.
That was great. Oh,
bingo.
oh, we love
We
bingo.
love our bingo.
Oh, and there's wing eating competitions as well. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we have a lot of activities, and that is
Picklepalooza.
when Picklepalooza.
Picklepalooza is great, guys.
And-
You have to go to Picklepalooza.
That was a fun day, wasn't it?
Oh, my, my first year, I was a class of 2020. So I didn't really have that much of the full college experience because everything was locked down. But what they did have was more virtual things. They did try to get us out and get us to interact with each other. But just like my friend Miguel, I wasn't that social the first month on campus. I had fed all the geese on campus. I made friends with the geese. So it was an interesting year. How was your first year?
I think anybody's first year is kind of a huge change in life. You're obviously used to living at home with whoever may be and going to high school, which is sort of a set schedule and you're being told what to do. So college gives you that freedom to kind of find yourself and find your people. We always discuss how we would have never met any of these people here had it not been for college or this job opportunity. So we're really grateful for that. So I would just say, like Miguel said, get involved and try to find your people, put yourself in new experiences that you haven't tried before. So.
All right. So speaking of your job, what student job is the best to apply to?
You're looking at it. No.
What job is your job?
You know, I beg to differ.
We are student leaders for admissions, so sort of helping students get used to campus life and welcome them here for their first year. So,
What are some of the jobs that you've had here on campus?
You know, my favorite job is being a resident assistant because I get to mentor, tutor, and actually help the students who are coming in who are not knowing this way of college life, I'm able to help them to make sure that they're doing okay. And it helps me build a really good connection with my residents, the new students, and help them make new friends. It also comes with a lot of responsibility. And you get to live here for free. Who said that?
Mhm.
If you are interested in a campus job, I know HR has a list of the open jobs on their website, or you can contact them to apply for one, so.
Yeah, I've also worked on campus. I've had a different number of positions here on campus. I've been a student leader here in admissions, a student mentor also here in admissions for Griffin Edge. I've been the program assistant for the Commuter Student Center, for the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, Center for Student Involvement, and Dean of Students Office. All of them were like a different experience, and they teach you a lot of new things depending on where you're working. But mostly all of them are involved and focused on student life and making sure that students get to have their full college experience. They get to have a safe amount of fun here in Missouri Western, and they just get out of their comfort zone and meet new people, have fun with their friends, and sometimes eat free food. Mhm.
All right. What is one item you wish you brought to school as a freshman but did not?
A fan. The halls get a little toasty sometimes, so I would bring a fan.
And storage, like for your first year in Scanlon, I would say for the upper rooms, especially a fan, but also storage, because you have a closet and place to hang clothes, but like if you utilize the space underneath your bed and put your bed to the highest, like highest it can go, then you can put shelves and stuff underneath there to get more storage and utilize all the space you have.
Okay, so what are the hours generally for jobs on campus? And how well do they work with your class schedule?
So it all depends on the job you get on campus, because there are jobs that you're only allowed to work from 8 to 4:30. Those are the jobs I've had. But there's also exceptions to all of it. If you have an activity or something, it can go after hours. If you work on the gym or on our esports arena, you can work overnight because they're open until 10, 11 p.m. Also, if you work on the gym, you can work before hours. So the gym, I think, opens at 5. Then if you are a residence assistant, there are times where you are constantly working. But but what is important is that all of our supervisors always tell us that school comfort comes first. Regardless of our work here on campus, they want us to succeed, and they understand that our school, our homework, our assignments, our exams, our study time, that all comes first so we can succeed. And they are very, very much flexible with all of us. Like if I tell my supervisor today that I need tomorrow off because I need to study for an exam that I have on Thursday, she'll understand. If I tell my supervisor that I have an exam on Thursday and that after that I will probably be just drained from studying, she'll understand and she'll give me the day off. So they're very understanding and they'll work with you. Oh, yes, and you can only work 20 hours a week on campus. It's a part-time job, so they want you to keep it as a part-time job and not get your priorities mixed.
Yeah, please remember, you are a student first before you are a worker. So they want you to have a good education.
All right, so here's a couple questions about the res halls. So, so Nina, you're up.
Hello.
You're good. Can I ask to have certain furniture removed from my room and bring my own, for example, like a desk chair?
So you cannot remove any of the furniture from the room, but you are absolutely welcome. If you can get it through the door, you can have it in your room. I have a futon in my room. I got it through the door.
Mhm.
So if you can get it through, you can have it in your room.
Okay, so someone also asks that they have a single res hall room. Can she bring, or he bring, her bed?
If you want to bring your bed, you can bring your bed. It's really just if you want to, you can. But you still have your other mattress.
Okay. How would a person go about joining like student council or different clubs?
So around, oh, go
So it's different. It depends. So our Student Government Association, those are paid positions, so that counts as work on campus. If you do want to be a part of it, it's through our HR, through our Human Resource Department. That's where you apply. It's called MWSU People Admin. That's all of our positions that are open on campus. So that's how you join like the Student Government Association. You can also join by being a senator. By that, you just need to email the president and vice president of our current government association. To join the club or organization is way different. You just need to show your interest in one of them, and they'll accept you if it's a social interest or a multicultural or that type of organization. Now, for Greek life, I know they have different
Avenues, yeah.
yeah.
So for Greek Life, they host a formal recruitment in the fall. So September 9th is when our recruitment is for Greek Life. So you just get in contact with Panhellenic, which is the top tier of the Greek life organizations. So then you would just attend the events and kind of get introduced to all those different organizations and kind of see which one suits you.
So also on our Tuesday of Welcome Week, so that's second day of classes, there's going to be what is called club hopping. It's basically just all of the, or the majority of the 64 organizations here on campus, just having a table and telling you about it and being excited for you to join. And you'll get to meet all of them. And by that, you can make a more informed decision on if you want to join one or which one you want to join.
As well as if you look in our residence halls or even go to Blum Student Union, you can find QR codes of the groups, so you can join them via that way.
So I just wanted to clarify something here in a moment. John Vanderpool is going to be presenting about Res Life. So he did have one clarification before we come out of here. Bringing your own mattress or bed to campus is actually a no unless they have an accommodation that says they can. So the student would have to contact the Accessibility Resource Center to work through that accommodation. But at this point, unless they have that accommodation, bringing a bed to the university is a no. But he can talk more about that in a moment. All right, so we have a few more minutes before we're going to move over to the Res Life presentation. So here's another question. It's another dorm question. So this student says, if I want a TV, do I have to purchase one or is there one provided? What is provided in a res hall room?
So it depends on where you are going. So for all of you, you will be going into Scanlon. So in those rooms, you will have a bed, which has the frame, mattress, a desk and chair. Then you have your, what are those? What are those little things? Dresser and a closet. There we go. Ooh, sorry about that. Shared space. What shared space is Scanlon? There's no shared
They're also
space.
going to Vasilakis then, so.
Oh, they're going to Los Lacos? Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize people were going to Los Lacos. If you go to Los Lacos, it's about the same thing. You'll have your a bed, and you will have, instead of that closet, you'll have like a dresser closet type of mix. You'll have your desk and then an extra dresser as well. Then in the middle of the room, there's like a half little wall, so you'll have a little privacy. Then you'll have a shared space, which will have a semi kitchen. It doesn't have a oven or stove, but it does come with a microwave and a faucet. And then you have your couch, love seat, and coffee table.
Okay. Is there anything or any advice you want to share with incoming students about Missouri Western?
I would just suggest get involved, even if like you think you're gonna make friends in class, which you will, because you will, I think you will naturally just kind of sit by people and like make study groups and stuff. But getting involved and just making friends, because this is where you'll spend your time. So it'll make it way more enjoyable and less like nerve-wracking and stuff about being a freshman or student.
Get out of your comfort zone. Don't be the student that goes to class and goes back to their dorm, their apartment, their house. Just get involved, make new friends, stay on campus if it's even for an hour after class or an hour before class. Go to the library, go to Blum Student Union, talk to new people, make new friends, and get involved.
Get excited. This is a great experience, a new experience. I know that can be scary, but it is a lot of fun and you meet a lot of great people that really want to support you in many different avenues of life, finding the job, seeing your academic success. So use those resources that are at your disposal and really get excited. We're excited to see you in the fall. So
I would say don't step on the seal under the clock tower. If you like graduating, don't touch that until you're out of the woods. If you step on it, there's a rumor that says you will not graduate. So don't touch that.
Oh, wait, I came here a really long time ago and I stepped on it and I still graduated.
So I'm sorry.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for answering all these great questions. I'll see you later. Bye. All right. So let me again share my screen so we can be on the same page. All right, so just as a reminder, you need to schedule your advising as soon as possible. Again, you're going to meet one-on-one with an advisor through Zoom. So you need to contact Student Success and Academic Advising if you have not already signed up for your advising session. So I'm going to leave that up for just a second. If you are planning on living on campus this fall, up next is John Vanderpool, who is going to be talking about all things Res Life. So let me see if he's up on here. John, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and I'll let you go.
All right, let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see the screen there, Katie?
Yes, I
All
can
right,
see
perfect.
it.
Good deal. All right, everybody, welcome today. We're going to be talking about residence life and dining. So where you live and where you eat while you're on campus. I'm going to go ahead and start by introducing myself and my team. So I'm John Vanderpool. I'm the Director of Housing and Residence Life at Missouri Western State University. To the right on the screen in the square is Lori Kelly. Lori is the Associate Director of Housing and Residence Life. Lori is also the professional staff member that stays in Scanlon Hall and that offices out of Scanlon Hall. So if you are living in Scanlon for the fall, you'll see a lot of Lori. Similarly, below me in the square is Hannah Murphy. Hannah is the Residence Life Coordinator that is over Veslacos Hall. We do have a professional staff member that is available to students within the halls that they live. And so again, Lori's that for Scanlon and Hannah is that for Veslacos. And then we are currently hiring someone to be over Vardabedian Hall, and that should be taking place by the fall. The fourth person that you'll see up here is Angie Caswell. Angie is the coordinator, the administrative coordinator for the department. Angie does a lot of things like answering the Res Life email, phone calls, as well as housing assignments, that kind of thing. So up until the time that you come on campus, you will probably have a lot of communication with Angie. And once you're on campus, while you'll still communicate with Angie, most of your communication will be going to the professional staff members within your halls. So let's talk about the halls. I'm going to start by going through and talking about the two halls that students are able to live in that are new students. And then following that, I'll talk to you about the other things that we have to offer on campus so that you can kind of start planning what your journey in housing and residence life is going to look like over your time at Missouri Western. So before I start, a couple of definitions that you'll need to know. When I am talking about a room, what I mean is the space that you're sleeping in, right? When you walk into the room, you're going to see 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers, the closets, the chairs, those kind of things. That's what a room is. A suite is the whole of the space. So in Scanlon, our suites are built up of 2 rooms that are shared together between the 2 rooms by a bathroom. So they call that Jack and Jill style. Scanlon is a residence hall that houses over 400 or around 400 residents. Each suite consists of 2 bedrooms, so an A, B, and a C, D side. When you look on your Gold Link, you're going to see those in numbers rather than in letters. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So if you are bed 1 and you see bed 2, that's going to be your roommate. The 3 and 4 would be your suite mate. A couple things to note about Scanlon is that there are additional amenities that are offered within that space that we don't have in the other buildings to the same degree. So in Scanlon, we do have washers and dryers on each floor, and we have kitchen spaces for students to use within each wing of the halls. So that differs from Veslacos and from our other spaces because the laundry and the kitchen facilities are in the basement of those spaces. If you are a person that doesn't want to have to walk to your washers and dryers or your kitchen space, you want it to be more like right outside your door, Scanlon might be a good option for you to look into. The washers and dryers, the way that we have that set up on campus currently is that it is coin operated and also app operated. So you have the ability to load money onto an app and to be able to see when certain washers and dryers are available for use, as well as when your cycle is done and you can go get your clothes, which is a great opportunity for you to use. The other thing that Scanlon has is what's called the game room. In the game room, there's a TV, pool table, ping pong table, those kind of things. And that's located directly as you walk in the door of Scanlon, it's located on the right-hand side. So the picture that you see below with the student there in the room, that's what a Scanlon room looks like. That is the furniture that is provided. Again, it's bed, desk, chair, dresser, as well as we do have closet space in there. And all the furniture that isn't within the room has to stay within the room. But we do allow you to decorate as you would like within that space. So if you want to move something around, that kind of stuff just needs to stay within the room and make sure that it gets put back by the end of the year. So Veslacos is a little different. Veslacos is newly renovated. So new carpet, lights, paint, cameras, ceiling tiles, all kinds of different stuff. It looks great. It also within Veslacos is differing from Scanlon in that it is a suite. So when you walk into that suite, you are walking into a hallway, and on either side of the hallway are two different rooms, and that's again where your A, B, and C, D beds come in. But there's also this shared space in between that is a living area with couch, chairs, kitchen table, a sink, pantry, those kind of things. I think maybe it was mentioned that there were microwaves in that space earlier, and that's not true. There are no microwaves, so the microwave is something that you would need to provide for that space if you did want one. The in Veslakos, the other thing that to note with that is the rooms are split up by this half wall that you can see down in this space down here. It is there to help define your room space a little bit more, as well as to give you a little extra privacy. And so those are the amenities for Veslakos that we find students really enjoy, that half wall and the privacy that brings. We do have the washers and dryers, as well as TV, ping pong table, all that kind of stuff located in the basement of this hall. So it's not on your direct level, but it is accessible within the building that you live. Judah Hall. So this is Judah Hall and Vardabedian Hall, which I'm going to show you in a second, are spaces for our returning students, so sophomore through seniors. So a great thing to think about as you're already considering where you're going to live in the future. These spaces are single spaces, so it's 4 singles that share a living room. I note that it does say 2 beds here on each of these. These beds, many students will combine to make kind of a king-sized bed, but each of these are single spaces, and these are the largest single spaces that we have on campus. And again, they do share that similar living area, the couch, chairs, kitchen table, etc. And then finally, Vardabedian Hall. So Vardabedian is the same as Judah in terms of suite. It is 4 singles that share one common space. However, within this common space, there is a full kitchen. So there's the whole stove, the sink space, as well as a full-size refrigerator and island. All the furniture that you see down here comes within this space. The rooms, in terms of the single, is a little bit smaller than Judah. The thing there is that the beds within this space are full-sized beds. Everywhere else on campus, we have twin XL beds. Within our community, we have the Griffin Gold Community Standards. So that's respect for self, others, property, authority, and honesty. These standards are things that we want to highlight and bring forward for students to notice the awesome things that everyone is doing within the halls. We do so in a couple ways. So we have a resident of the month for each building that we pick out. We honor them by putting it on our website. We give them a physical award, and we do a monetary gift card for them as well, just to show our appreciation for the great things that they're doing within our halls. And then at the end of the year, we throw a big giant party just to thank students for all the awesome things that they did throughout the year. And last year it was rained out, but we were able to do a big giant bingo event inside due to the rain. And we gave away about $1,500 in prizes as a thank you to our students. So definitely think about that as you are, entering into this space, and how you're treating yourself and others, and the actual space within the place that you're living. We also have our Max communities. Max communities are within Scanlon Hall. These are all about connections. It's about getting students connected with people that have similar interests, as well as to staff members that are already doing a lot of work in these areas. So it's about support. It's about development of skills for academic success, opportunities to connect again with staff members, and those staff members put on specialized programming based on the Max community that you're in. These are in Scanlon Hall on the 3rd floor. The max communities that we have for the fall are Griff's Lead, so it's all about leadership. Griff's Going First, which is for first generation students, and Griff's Play, which is for students that are interested in esports and a combination of rec services, adventuring outside, those kind of things, anything that has to do with play. I'm going to throw the this is the code that will take you directly to sign up for a Max community. If that's something that you're interested in, you can take that QR code. It is done through your email. So it's your Gold Link information, your single sign-on for the university will get you to the form to, it's a short thing to fill out to get you connected to a Max community. We do have full-time and student staff positions within our building. So our full-time staff are some of the people that I've already highlighted on our team. We also have our resident assistants and our desk assistants. The resident assistants are students that have lived within the halls for at least 1 year that we have hired and trained, and they are there to guide and to mentor, to connect you to resources, to assist you if you have a maintenance concern, anything like that during your time within the residence halls. Something to note about the resident assistant, especially as you're planning for your future, is we do pay those resident assistants, and they get their free housing, they get the free meal plan, they get $600 per semester, and they are able to work additional hours on campus or off campus. So it does cut a lot of that cost of the university living and those kind of things. So it's something for you to consider. Another piece there is that we do have our desk assistant position. This is a great position for new students, as it is a place that they can get to know us, decide if, working with us is something they want to continue to do, potentially looking at that RA position in the future. It gives you a great leg up on that, as well as the desk assistant position is it's helping with desk operations, the comings and goings of students within the buildings. If they have a concern, they can go to the desk, but there is going to be downtime there. And during your downtime, you are able to do some homework as long as you're there and available to the students or tasks as they arise. I would go ahead and take a picture of this as we're going through. This is mail and how you get your mail. A couple things to note on mail is that we do have, there's letter and package mail, right? So letter mail gets delivered to your mailbox within your housing space. That's typically in your lobby of your building by 6 p.m. And that's going to be Monday through Friday. And the package mail is a little different. That goes to the Commons. The Commons is located between two of our residence halls, Judah and Bashir's hall. And that space is also where Housing and Residence Life is located. That's where our offices are, as well as Max's Mart, which is a late night dining option that I'll talk to you about in a little bit, and the Residence Hall Association. You can have visitors on campus. We do have policies around that. So guests can stay no more than 2 consecutive nights and 4 nights in a month. And those things are with roommate approval. Minors are not allowed to be in the residence halls. However, on certain university days, an exception can be made. Things like check-in, family day, homecoming, check-out, that kind of thing. Minors do need to be accompanied by parents/guardians when they're in the residence halls. So the Residence Hall Association, again, I said earlier that is officed in the Commons. It is the voice of the students within the halls that they live. So it's all about advocacy. It is, if you were in student government or student council, anything like that in high school, it's a great transferable skills to being on the Residence Hall Association. We do have a director and an assistant director of Residence Hall Association positions that will be going live here soon. So make sure to check the Human Resources website for that if you're interested. These these students are advocating for what the majority or the body of students within the residence halls want, right? So something that big that RHA has been working on is some laundry initiatives, especially trying to look at getting the cost of laundry associated within the cost of living in the residence halls, so that when you go to use the laundry, you wouldn't have to pay anything at that point in time. So that's something that RHA is really working hard on, and we work directly with RHA and the university to make those things happen. So if that's something that you're interested in, apply to be on the Residence Hall Association. RAs do a ton of programming within the residence halls. And when I say programming, I mean events, that kind of stuff. So they do anything from craft night to Super Smash Brothers tournament to things more programmatic like physical, mental, and emotional health, job internship searches, getting you connected to LinkedIn and helping you build a profile, helping you work on your resume, those kind of things. The RAs are constantly putting on programming and events within the residence halls. If there's something that's more niche that you haven't seen within the residence hall, but you're super passionate about, talk with your RA, and I'm sure they'll work with you to get you connected and to help and to potentially put on a program related to that topic. Something to note is move-in for new students is August 21st, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do have recommended times within our Housing and Residence Life website so that you don't all show up at the exact same time. We do have bins and people that will be available to assist you to move in, but we don't have unlimited numbers of bins. So if everybody shows up at the exact same time, we could have a bottleneck issue. So we do use those recommended times to help with that. Students, when they check in or when they come, will go to their assigned hall and get checked in. Again, we'll have bins that you can use, and these people that you see with the gray shirts, those are called Griffin greeters. They are students, faculty, staff that are there to assist you, then really want to help you get moved in. So as you're thinking about moving in, what should you bring? Bring things like a mini fridge, 5 cubic feet tall and less. Bedding, so everything on campus outside of that Varnavedian hall is going to be twin XL bedding. Decorations, we want you to make your space your own. The only thing we ask is that you use things that aren't going to damage the walls. If you do damage your space, you'll be charged when you exit your space. Bring a surge protector, not an extension cord. School supplies, microwaves, so under 900 watts on the microwave. You can have winter and spring clothes. You'll need both. You have this, the same. You have winter and spring in an hour in Missouri, so make sure you're ready for that. Toiletries, laundry supplies, and an air fryer. So we are excited to offer students the ability to bring air fryers this year, under 500 or under 1500 watts. Basically, if it's going to feed like a family of 4 to 6. Then leave that at home. Just bring your single person air fryers. If you have not already filled out your housing application, the best way to do that is go to our website and click apply now. You'll see it at the very top, and it'll take you to the information to do that. This is our contact information for Housing and Residence Life. Again, we're located in the Commons building, room 106. That the best way for you to get a hold of us, though, is going to be our ResLife email, and that's reslife@missouriwestern.edu. One other thing to highlight on this page, the Griffin Activities Instagram there, go ahead and give that a follow. That's where all of Student Affairs is going to be putting their activities, applications that are live, those kind of things, so that it's one easy place for everybody to see this information. The other thing that I'm going to be talking about is dining services. So your meal plan and where you're eating. We have, an all-you-care-to-eat facility, but we also have a lot of retail options. Things like Chick-fil-A, Subway, Starbucks, Einstein Bagels, Max's Mart, that kind of thing. Max's Mart, as I talked about before, is located in the Commons. It's a late night option. It is like a convenience store kind of thing, as well as serves burgers, chicken tenders, fries, milkshakes, that kind of thing. And they're like, you want to go play basketball and then come in and eat at Max's Mart at night, you can do that. We do have meal plans available, or all students that live on campus have to have a meal plan. As you think about the meal plans that you have as your options, I want to highlight a couple things. So when it says all access, what that means is that you have the ability to eat at every meal period. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner during the week, brunch and dinner on the weekends, you have the ability to eat. If you're a person that doesn't like waking up for breakfast, maybe the 15 meal plan is better for you because you don't need to eat at every single meal. Those are things that you need to consider. And if you decide that you've signed up for the wrong meal plan and would like to change, you can email us at reslife@missouriwestern.edu and we'll get that fixed for you. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is Flex. So Flex is just like cash, except for that when you use cash at like Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, that kind of thing, which is where Flex is used, you're taxed. If you use Flex, you're not taxed. So those are things to think about. We also have some Flex, or Aramark, who's our dining services provider, also does some Flex discounts or benefits over the year. Say you want to add $100 more Flex, there's certain times where they'll give you 10% more of what you were adding. So definitely look out for those promotional things. You can go to the Bloom Union 102 to reload that Flex. You can also do so online. If you do have any dietary accommodations, you can reach out to Sarah Tompkins. Sarah is the general manager that oversees Aramark operations, and Sarah will work with you and work with the chef to work through that accommodation. This is Aramark's office, and as well as their number. Follow them on Instagram as well. They do things like the cram cart where they're driving around campus, and they have food and drinks that are available to students, but they do not have you might not know where they are. So if you're following them on Instagram, you'll get to see what locations they're at, and you'll be able to go and get those free items. And that is the end of the presentation that I have for you today, but I did want to open it up for any questions that students might have.
So John, I do have a question. There's a student that's coming in for summer football.
Yeah.
He wants to know, will the bins for move-in be available on that day? And if so, does he need to reserve one?
They are available on that day. They're first come, first served. So get there early and be one of the first people to get the bins.
So, and also he wanted to know, do football players live in a certain hall, or do they live together, or does that depend upon the coach?
Primarily depends upon the coach and the availabilities that we have. Football players generally will live together. So, but they might be spread out throughout the halls. Some will be in Scanlon, some will be in Veslacos, and potentially other buildings.
All right, I'm waiting on more questions.
I saw a bunch of questions come into the panel. Maybe they asked all their housing questions to them before I got on.
No, well, yes, some of the questions were answered on the panel.
Or I just did such a great job giving information that they have all the information they need.
Possibly. I'm just waiting to see if any new ones come up. Lizzie and Patty have been answering some questions that are not necessarily Res Life questions, but they are coming in. So John, for the student who was asking about bringing her own bed, she needs to contact the ARC, the Accessibility Resource Center, correct?
Yeah, Accessibility Resource Center, there is a form that they have on their website. I might be able to show that in just a second. Let me
Okay.
look it up. But let me stop sharing for a second.
Okay.
They basically, it's called the Reasonable Housing Request form. And let me go to their website and I'll kind of show you how to get there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can you see this, Katie?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the Accessibility Resource Center website here. If you go down to forms, and then if you look at the forms, there's the reasonable housing accommodation request form. So that's where if you needed that bed for a certain medically documented reason, that Accessibility Resource Center could work with you on that. As well, if you are a student that was looking to have an emotional support animal, this is also the place where you would go to fill out that form.
All right, here's another question. Is there a more preferable method of decorating using sticky tack versus command strips, since these are concrete block walls?
Yeah, typically we recommend you use like the 3M strips, and those still, the thing with the 3M strips, you just got to be careful about how you take them off, because if you just try to rip them off, you can still damage the paint, but you do have to kind of follow the method of pulling slowly until it finally comes off.
Okay. And then there was a question about mini fridges, because you mentioned that there's an allowance for microwaves and air fryers. Are mini fridges permitted in the rooms?
Yep. Mini fridges are available with, or can be brought into the rooms. They need to be less than 5 cubic feet tall.
Okay. I'm watching to see if there's any more. All right, John, I think we're good.
Okay. Just one last thing. So really appreciate your time today. We're extremely excited to get you moved into campus and for you to start living with us. A couple things to note leading up to the time that you move in, be checking your email. We will be sending out communication all about move in and how that's going to be, where you're going to go, which parking lot you're going to use, all of that kind of thing. We'll start sending out a lot of that communication August 1 and leading up to the time when you'd be moving in.
All right. Thank you, John.
Yep.
See you soon.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, so for those of you who are just finishing with Res Life, don't forget advisement. If you've not made that appointment, please do so, because you really can't be enrolled in classes until you do. So please do that. I will be online in this Zoom call for the rest of the day. It's about 11:46 right now, and I'll be on until about 4:30 today. So if you send any questions, I'll get to those. and get those answered. Otherwise, have a great afternoon. Can't wait to see you in the fall. And if you need any assistance, you can also call our office. So thank you, and go Griffs.